Right, to low lava riders, I thought I'd give a very quick geographic introduction to this ride for those who don't know the area terribly well. So we're in the middle of the south coast of the UK on the English Channel, and I started out from Southampton and I ride along to a place called Portland Bill, which is here, if my phone can keep focusing on it. Portland Bill on the Isle of Portland. The bill apparently means that it sticks out into the channel, as you can see it does, along a very pleasant coast road here to a place called Bridport, or more specifically to West Bay, which is on the coast there but not marked on this map. Then back along these A roads here and through the New Forest, which is the big green area there, back to home base. So onwards and upwards. Okay, so here we are, we've just arrived at Portland Bill. Just enjoying the convenience of free solo parking. Not quite sure why it's always solo parking and what you do if you've got a sidecar, but it's definitely one of the advantages of riding a motorcycle, is sometimes the parking is free. So here we are out on the edge of Portland Bill itself, looking at Pulpit Rock. Can be climbed if you're keen, which I was certainly not. And always at the headland here, there's quite a good view of the current that runs around the headland. It's partially due to the strong current through the English Channel itself, which combined with wind and weather back in the days of sail led to a lot of wrecks, and of course is one of the reasons that the Portland Bill Lighthouse is here. Got a rainbow to see us off. Not sure whether that's good or bad luck. Anywho, that's that until next time. Right, and if the camera's not obscured by this rain, you can see some little sort of monument structures here to the local stone industry. Including this sort of, I don't know what you call it, crane built as a sculpture. There's a little sculpture there to the stonemasons. Wouldn't you know it, the sun was bright as anything at Portland Bill, so I put on my sunglasses. What happens? It's raining. Gently down here, you can see the blooming diesel on the road surface. Which is never reassuring, is it? It's one of these little towns where the streets are a bit narrow, but luckily they're able to put a one-way system through it, which is quite helpful. See that blooming diesel all over the place. Right, so I sort of put the camera on because there's quite a nice little bit of road there from Weymouth through to Bridport. Some nice thatched cottages with Portland stone. I like it. So yeah, it's rather a nice ride through here. Like I say, it's from Weymouth through to Bridport by the coast road. Nice bit of road, but it is still the south of England, so there's always somebody ahead of you or behind you, and quite often both. So when I turned the camera on, it was because there was no one ahead of me. There is someone behind me, as you can probably see, looking for a tow. So now we're back to business as usual. Fortuitous, wasn't it? Strange ways, or Strangways Hall. Cyclists without helmets. Not such a good idea. Anyway, very picturesque little town here, as you can see. No doubt reassuringly expensive if one wanted to buy here. It's rather like the place with a lot of homes used as London second homes, I would think. As you do. Oh, there we go, there's still a beach going there. Like a seas even turned blue for a little while. Oh god, ice cream van. Unfortunately, I've had my coffee and chocolate biscuit for today. A nice viewpoint though. Look at that. That's almost English Riviera, isn't it? Lime Regis, I'm presuming, down the coast there in the distance. You know, better pay attention. So it's a very nice bit of road here, but there's still south of England traffic everywhere. Well, this is West Bay. It's busy even by West Bay standards, I have to say. Blimey. Oops. Sneak through here. Right, so okay, we're going to zip over here. Just have to pay attention to what I'm doing. Here we go, so solo motorcycle parking, perfect. Just what the doctor ordered, right? Okay, so here we're in West Bay, but now let's think about Broadchurch, so the mystery series that was on TV. The apartment building ahead was used as a police station, and there is now a good cafe at the base of it if you come this way. Looking along the beach, there's the coast path goes up the hill there ahead, and one of the houses on the right was used by a barrister that I think was there in the second series. For those who haven't seen it, no spoilers. The mystery is about a young lad that falls to his death and is found at the feet of those cliffs you can see in the distance there, and the story is about the who, what and why. Usual sort of formula stuff, but it's a very good series if you haven't seen it. Anyway, this is West Bay, pleasant little place on a nice day like today. And after this, we're back on the bike, back to Southampton via the New Forest. Okay, so this is a bit of a manic A-road here. Not the best places for vlogging, but thought I'd just mention we're about 20 miles from Southampton at this stage, and we're going through the edge here of the so-called New Forest. Now, many of you may be well familiar with the New Forest, but for those who are not, it can be quite a pleasant place to come on holiday. My wife is more fond of it than I am. It's good for, scout camps, cycling, walking. They've got these wild horses that roam around here, which is really quite nice. However, if you don't know the New Forest, I feel there's at least two things I should tell you. One is that it's not new. Now, I don't remember when it was named the New Forest, but we have stayed here long in the past and looked it up, and it was basically medieval times. So I guess it depends upon your frame of reference. Relative to the dinosaurs, yep, that's new, but to you and me, that's not new. So it's not new, if that's of any concern at all. And the other thing is, which is perhaps more interesting to someone like me from another part of the world, is that quite a lot of it is not forest. So yeah, there's definitely more forest than the sort of little copses and groups of trees that are in most places of England, which are really only a couple of 100 feet thick at best, or a couple of 100 yards thick if you walk through them. So there's definitely more than that, but there's a lot of it is like this. See this sort of, it's almost like scrubland and moorland here. I don't know if you can see out on the left. And then of course there's fields and farming fields and everything else. So still very pleasant. But if you're from somewhere else in the world, in particular, and you think that the new forest is new and there will be like 30 or 40 miles of contiguous forest, that is not the case. But other than that, it does exactly what it says on the tin. Anyway, so that was my little fun little interlude for today, because I'm home for a beer in about half an hour. Alright, nice to talk. Joel.